my dear friends. Hello, my darling subscribers. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I think I'm having some inner turmoil along with some hunger, but yes, I know you're there too. Thank you. Really battling with a feeling of frustration, feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated, overburdened, ill-equipped. I feel behind. I feel short on time. I feel like I don't know where I went. Like I don't know what little by little has eroded this, my hands are dry, this Amy that I knew once, and I thought I did anyway. Now I am not so sure I did. Maybe I just forgot. I think now, rather than this feeling of not knowing her, I feel more like I don't recognize myself as her, maybe. Things that I knew about myself are hard to remember. Things I thought were easy or that I just sort of assumed would be for me were often entirely untrue, and in reality were nothing at all what I was going to become or experience or grow to know and understand about myself. And lately, I feel to be at such a standstill of sorts, crossroads. I'm neither here nor there. I'm an in-between space. I'm a intermission at a movie in a language that I don't know. That's how it feels sometimes. And I get lost in these little spaces in my head, thoughts, maybe more like debates or confusion, maybe. And the confusion lies in knowing what to do next, how to proceed, how to take what steps need to be taken in front of me, the group of tasks that need to be accomplished, let's say, to get to work. You have to get dressed, you have to brush your teeth, you have to comb your hair, make sure you fed the kitty, lights are out, that kind of thing. But in order to have yourself dressed in the morning, you have to know what you're going to wear. And even if you don't know, you're going to have to at least know where your clothes are, or clean clothes, or have enough clean clothes washed and put away that you can find them relatively quickly and easily in the morning. If you don't have that, you're a shambles, right? You can't get up, and you open your closet, there's like 3 hangers in there, and then everything else is in a big giant laundry basket, and you know that you should put those clothes away. You should fold them, put them in the closet, go through and eliminate things you no longer like or wear. But instead, for some unfathomable reason, you continue to repeat the same thing every day, the same painful, disheveled, chronically late, procrastinating, uncertain, indecisive day. And you're absolutely tortured by that because, I'll just pause at that tortured thought. What I want to tell you is something about me. It's a little inside tip on my challenge with vulnerability. That when I become too close to something that I'm discussing that's related to myself, I unconsciously immediately switch into a third-person narrative. And I will, without realizing it, stop using the word I, or pronoun I, and I will begin to use she, her, or they, or them. Mostly her, or they. And I don't know why that is, but I notice it, so I just noticed it then, and I apologize for that, because the person that we're the subject of the conversation at the moment is me. Not they, not he, or she, or them, but me, Amy, the ASMR experiment. And I am such a thing, I think. And I don't know. I don't think I particularly like this whole finite human existence that we have to go through. It's quite difficult and quite confusing. It's a lot harder than I would have expected it to be when I was very young. And yet, it's probably also been a lot more remarkable. And I mean, I know this is true, that I create much more internal suffering than what probably really needs to be. In fact, I know that's the case because my thoughts and thinking and, decades and decades of misunderstanding and mishandling myself, my tendency to be so very unforgiving of myself, and there is no room for that. Sometimes in me, the irrational me. I don't want to forgive myself for anything. Are you kidding me? Forget it. Because in some ways, it seems like for some reason I have built this belief that I deserve difficulty, that I deserve punishment or consequences or lessons, that these lessons are somehow built into the universe as meant for me, that when something bad happens in my life, or a bad decision leads to something worse, or maybe a decision that was not mine somehow affects me and is bad in some way, I can generally rationalize all of it down to, well, that's probably because you deserve it. I mean, I really can and do, and that is so self-punishing, and it's wrong. It's not something you should ever do, and it's not true. It's not. Those kinds of statements, inner statements you're telling yourself, whatnot, those are, they're just lies in your head. Somehow, your brain has come up with this cockamamie idea that it's gonna really make you feel like crap a lot, and it's gonna make you doubt yourself a lot, and it's gonna make you feel like a failure a lot, or lonely a lot, or just, without an anchor, I guess. Maybe unhealable, maybe unfixable, maybe you think, well, at this point, what else can break? Like, what else can break? And I know that's all very dark and dismal, and I don't really mean to be so. This is more, and then right away my brain just went into this thought about, I heard somebody on YouTube say they're so tired of people using YouTube or ASMR to get on their soapbox, or to just use it as a vehicle for their own, I guess, rantings or something like that. And I hope that's not what this is. It might be. Maybe it is. Who knows? Okay, if it is, I want to say sorry. That's kind of rude. It's a little bit selfish. It's a little bit Well, it would be classic Amy move right there. And then I would say, well, see, shame on me. Shame on me for those selfish ASMR video you made about all the negative self-talk you have and how it's got you kind of effed up and how you're not sure about what's going on in life and what direction you're going to go in and what you're doing, why you're here, what's the point now. And when I say that, I mean, what is the point right now, today? And is it the same as it was a year ago or 5? No, that I can say with certainty. That's one of the few things I can actually state with probably some of my confidence that I don't know where it goes half the time, but there it was. No, it is not the same. I am not the same. And days go by. Days go by and I don't know where they went. I think that's true for a lot of people. I also don't know what I did, or what the point was, or if I did a good job that day, if I did enough. Somehow along the way, somehow on this place, this lesson, this weird thing we are doing called living. Somehow see, there it went, that's crazy. Somehow I need to peel away and to extrude these things that oh my God, oh, that's a hungry tummy, that no longer become me. I need to put shame back on its bus trip to anywhere, with me. For good. For good, before I can no longer carry its many oversized and weighty cases full of pointless perpetual grief and suffering. That's not going to take me anywhere but to leave me stranded and alone. That end of that is really about dropping crazy off on the corner bus stop and getting your ass back in the car and getting back to somewhere where you can begin to remember how to be, remember how to function without all this pain sort of fogging your windshield with it getting in the way of seeing and being here now in the present moment and fighting with these things that are no longer alive, no longer exist, no longer here because they're in the past. They're gone. They were gone 5 minutes ago. All that stuff I said 30 minutes ago it's gone. I no longer have it. All I have is right now. And I'm missing that. I'm losing that. I'm cheating myself of that because I'm not staying in it. I'm getting lost in these circular thoughts and these unwinnable debates inside my head. So, remember that, kids. You can't win. You can't win against yourself. It doesn't, it's crap. So instead, just don't do it. Don't stand next to yourself and give yourself the courtesy of loving yourself a bit more than that. And if there's anyone in the world who doesn't love you in the way that you should be loved, easier said than done, yes, I know this, but just get them out of your life. Figure out a way to run. Do not stop and collect $200. Don't wait for the train station guide. Don't wait for whatever, the boardwalk thing. I don't know how you play Monopoly, but just go forward somehow. And if you have to hide yourself away like a monk or something, I don't know how you find the safe people. It's harder than you think. But they're there. We just have to have a little faith and let them help us and support us when we need it. And if they suck, you tell them to go to hell and tell them to call Miss Amy. They're mean to you, they're not your friend. If they're yelling at you, they're not your boyfriend. If they're belittling you, they're not your boss. They're not the people that you want to be spending your minutes with, and they're not very many minutes in this life that we get. All added up, it's nothing in the big scheme of things. It's enough, though, to know that's not something you want to spend your minutes doing or going through. Not you, me, I. See, there we go. I. I don't want to spend my minutes experiencing things that don't make me feel good, better. I mean, you can't always be happy. You know what? I actually told my mom the other day, I don't know that there is such a thing, because truly she laughed so hard we actually about beat our pants, because it sounded like the most depressing doomsday statement in the whole world. But I said, no, seriously, because really, I think happiness is sort of this unattainable, mysterious experience we think everyone else is finding except us. And we don't know how to get it, and we're jealous, and we're envious, and we spend money, and we meet people, and we date, and we do whatever. We're trying to achieve this mystery thing we call happiness, and I don't think there is such a thing for one person. There's something else, and maybe that's what we should be looking for instead, is a state of arrival, a state of peace, a state of understanding, and a state of tolerance and patience, acceptance, forgiveness, and satisfaction with less than rather than more, and not competing but meeting each other and helping each other in a community sort of way, and not isolating ourselves on islands of suburbia. I don't know. But to help each other. I think we inch away from each other little by little, and suddenly we wake up and go, where did I end up? Where did I go? Where is everybody? Hello, anyone? I don't know. It's crazy. So, that's a whole bunch of crap that nobody needs to hear about. And that's my negative self-depreciating way of ending the video. I should stop doing that. So I should say, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope that something I've said, as whack-a-mole as it may be, resonates in there with someone. That someone said, I kind of get what she's saying. Even if it's only bits and pieces of it, because boy, I promise you this, I'll listen to this video and I'll rewatch it and I won't get what I'm saying. I'll listen to it and I'll be like, are you kidding me? Lady, what are you spewing? But I'm just taking this rare occasion to try not to filter myself and, without, not hit record, because I'm constantly right here at the table ready to do something or share something or make something, and I end up shutting it all down and leaving because I talk myself out of it. I don't make the decision, whatever it might be. And I think somehow I gotta work through that a bit more thoroughly. I'm mulling over the idea of, a little professional counseling might not hurt, do you think? Yeah, I kind of love counseling, so I encourage anyone who feels like they need a place to vent or talk safely to do so. And maybe that's what I'll be working on. That said, I'm gonna go. Sorry for all the dark clouds, but thank you so much for being out there and listening to me. And giving me a space to share, good, bad, and otherwise. It's something I'm grateful for, all of you. So thanks. And until next time, this is the ASMR experiment, signing off. Good night, good night, good night, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Thank you, and you don't have to hit like or subscribe for this video, I promise. I'm not gonna forgive you. I'm not gonna be upset. Just call this a freebie. Thank you.